Hi Virgo, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your November 2020 love reading. Thanks to those of you who have liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. As far as personal readings go, I decided to take a break from those until early next year, so just wanted to give you an update on that. As far as what we have in front of us, it's a bridging the gap spread, and the way it works is the cards on the left side represent your energy toward the connection with your main love interest. Cards on the right side represent their energy toward the connection. These are the past energies, present energies, future energies. Once we get through all those, we'll actually pull some oracle cards with some additional insight. That's where the bridging the gap dynamic comes into play. As far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, and on the right side we have the Tarot of Sexual Magic. And also keep in mind it's just a general spread, so while I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left side as your energy and the cards on the right as their energy, if you feel like the energies are reversed, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, past energy on your side, we have 6 of arrows. So this is actually Aquarius energy, which for you guys is your 6th house, which is the house you guys naturally rule. So I can see this playing out a couple different ways. For one, this could just be saying that you might have actually come back toward the connection with this person. If you guys have maybe had a falling out in the past, that's one way I could see you playing out. Or it could just be saying that you guys might have still been in the process of healing something from your past when you guys cross paths with this person. But either way, it looks like you were in a state of peace and, just trying to move to calmer waters and, have a relaxed, peaceful vibe in your energy. Past energy on their side, we have the 8 of Swords. So this is Gemini energy here, and what sticks out to me with this artwork is we see the two people there, and it looks like she's kind of looking over her shoulder, and then there's this figure in the background. And if you see the Devil card from this deck in particular, it looks very similar to that figure. So it could just be saying that they still had something else or someone else in the picture. It could be either or, so it could just be saying that they might have still had a past person still in the picture when you guys had originally connected, or just maybe something that was distracting them, given that it's the devil energy. It could be anything, it could be some kind of addictions they might have had, some kind of obsessive tendencies they might have had. So, and if we think about 8 of Swords in traditional tarot, it's that fear of moving forward. So, that could have been what was blocking the connection between the two of you in the past. All right, in the present energy, we have Balance. So this is actually the equivalent of the Temperance card, which is Sagittarius energy. And I can see this playing out a couple different ways too, but at the very least, it looks like your energy is much improved. It looks like you guys are feeling a lot more comfortable and confident in the connection at this point. And as far as timing goes, I can see this pointing to a couple different things. One could be the Taurus full moon that's still coming up at the time I'm recording this. We haven't had it yet, which is at the very end of October, given that this is a November reading and this is in the present position. So could just be saying that maybe around that full moon, you guys might get some clarity and insight around the connection, given that Sagittarius energy is the natural 9th house and Taurus energy is your 9th house. So it could be pointing to that. But it could just be pointing to, in general, you guys are just feeling a lot more balanced and confident in the connection. And for a smaller percentage of you, it might say that it might take until we actually move into Sagittarius season, which would be closer toward the end of November, until you guys get into this connections balance. But that's what I'm seeing there. And the present energy on their side, we have the Knave of Swords. So this is the equivalent of the Page of Swords. And I mean, with the artwork here, it definitely looks like there's a little bit of like an intimidation factor. And that's what I feel usually with the Page of Swords energy as a whole. Like, in a traditional tarot, the person's holding the sword and they don't look necessarily too comfortable with it. So, for example, if you all of a sudden come to them with this much more vibrant, playful, and, confident energy, it might just catch them off guard. I don't necessarily see it as a big deal at all, but that's what I'm seeing there. And, this could even point to maybe, if we just take that artwork to consideration, for example, maybe when Mars finally starts going direct in your 8th house again, maybe that sparks your libido again. So, you might be approaching them with some sexual energy, and it might just catch them off guard to see, you guys coming at them from that position. Because, like I said, in the Six of Arrows energy, it didn't look like that was really your energy at the time. So, it could just be that saying that they might be a bit caught off guard by your communication. And of course, we do have the Mercury retrograde still going on in your house of communication. So there's that too. So there could definitely be a little confusion, but I don't see anything necessarily negative about it. And the future energy, we have Princess of Coins. So this is the equivalent of the Page of Pentacles. So could just be saying that, you might have just shifted gears and maybe you feel like they're lagging behind a little bit now because, like I said, it looks like in the past you might have still been healing from something. And like I said, it looks like they still had something as well. Good thing is, though, seeing the Eight of Swords and the next card being the Knave of Swords, we do see the forward progress on their part. Whereas you guys kind of jumped to that major arcana energy, so you could just feel like they're lagging behind you a little bit. And maybe you're starting to lose a little faith in the ability for the connection to actually move forward in the way you hope for it. Because with the Page of Pentacles energy in the traditional tarot, it always stands out to me that that pentacle is just out of the person's reach. But if anything, I don't necessarily see that that's actually how it's going to play out. It could just be how you're feeling. You might have to just have a little bit more patience now around the situation because the future energy on their side is the Seven of Wands. So usually that's an energy of, successfully overcoming obstacles and defending yourself if need be. But it definitely looks like a positive movement energy where they're actually taking action. So like I said, it could just be that they're slightly behind. And maybe it's just nothing more than the fact that, like I said, they looked like they might have been going through their own healing process as well. And if you guys come back to them with this much more playful, vibrant energy, it might catch them off guard. But looks like it could just be saying that they would warm up to the idea as well. And the bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Four of Staves. So speaking of that Aries energy, like I said, we are going to have Mars finally start to move direct again around the middle of November. So could just be pointing to that for you guys where, it's like, all right, if there were some blockages going there, you might actually finally see the forward movement. And you could see the connection moving toward more stability. So this is definitely a pretty positive energy to see. And then bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Strength card. So interestingly enough, I think that last month's reading for you guys, the person had the Strength card on their side as well. So, but here I'm feeling it a little bit differently because last month, if I remember correctly, it was that I felt like they were maybe pressuring you guys to speak up. It seemed like you guys were the ones who weren't talking last month. So here I almost view it as the opposite, where now you're the ones who are a little bit impatient and trying to get them to speak up. But either way, it definitely looks like a positive energy overall. I mean, this, I really don't see any negative energies in this spread at all. And then we also have the Hierophant underneath that. So looks like they could definitely be interested in moving toward the commitment as well. All right, so next we'll see what we get from the Aqua Moonlight deck here. So what I'm going to do is I did pre-shuffle this deck, and I'm just going to be looking for some jumpers here. First, I'll be looking for any unspoken messages from you to them, and then from them to you. And if we do shuffle for a while without any cards coming up, I'll just take that as a sign to move on to the next Oracle deck, since it's just a general reading, but sometimes these will give us some extra messages, which can help. So like I said, first we're looking for unspoken messages from you to them. Almost had one there. All right, I'll give it a few more shuffles, and if nothing comes up, we'll check their side. All right, so yeah, next we'll see if we get any unspoken messages from them to you. Almost had one there too. So we'll give it a few more shuffles, see if we get anything. Nope. Alright, so that's fine. Like I said, overall the spread seems pretty solid, but we'll move on to the Wisdom of the Oracle deck now. And same situation here as far as I pre-shuffled this deck as well, but I'm just looking for one card for general advice here, and then we'll wrap up. Alright, I'll give it a few more shuffles. If nothing comes out, we'll just put the deck down and pull a card. Yeah, so let me just put the deck down for a second and give me a few to tune in, and then we'll just pull one. Alright. Here we go. Okay, we have Yang. Well, it's not focusing, but there it is there, and there's the artwork, and the number is 1. So definitely reminds me of that balance energy we see there, just because that's a fiery energy as well, but we'll see what the messages say. Alright, it says the masculine principle of movement and creative activity, the power to make things happen, taking action. The Oracle's message, Yang represents the power of action, the energies that propel the world forward and manifesting thought and desire into concrete form. Now is the perfect time to act, for you can easily build momentum and make headway. What you want will come to fruition if you proceed confidently. This card signifies new life and is a sure sign that obstacles have been overcome. There is no reason to hesitate. You are the shaper of your destiny now. So interesting where it said new life. That definitely makes me think of the balance energy there as well. And then when it said a sure sign obstacles have been overcome, where I was talking about with the 6 of Arrows energy, you guys might have still been healing from something. And then, like I was saying with the 8 of Swords, they too might have had something from their past they were still working through. And seeing them progress from that to the Knave of Swords, looks like there was some forward progress for them as well. So it could have been a timing thing, really, that was blocking the connection before. But the relationship message says circumstances are supporting action on your part. It's okay to make the first move. Trust that you will quickly know where you stand. In matters of the heart, there is movement toward your highest good, so go forth with assurance. Passion is in the air, and now is the time to dance to the tune of love. Take the lead. So I do have to say, at the very least, when it says circumstances are supporting action on your part, that definitely gives me the vibe of what I was saying with the balance card there, and then we see the Knave of Swords on their side. The only thing I would disagree with that is where it says you will quickly know where you stand. That's the only thing I'd say is maybe, I don't know if I 100% agree with, just because, like I said, with that Knave of Swords energy, I just get the impression of them possibly being caught off guard by your approach. So just be a little bit patient, and that could even be what the Princess of Coins is pointing to as well, where, you know, you might reach out and make whatever offer, and then you might quickly feel like, oh, okay, well, they haven't reciprocated, and you start to lose hope really quickly, you know what I mean? Because with the 7 of Wands on their side in the future, it looks like they're definitely going to be coming forward, and we do see the strength on the bottom of the deck on their side too. So like I said, looks like it just really just might just catch them off guard, and keep in mind, like we said, we do have the Mercury retrograde, so just try to be a little bit patient with them. But yeah, I do overall, though, support the fact that it says that it looks like it'd be a good idea for you guys to make the first move. So hopefully that resonated with you guys. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.